Oh, you dressed up. Yeah, that's good, because we're doing the honey heist, and you're wearing the bears, and I'm wearing this, and that works really, really well. Good job.
Wait, the honey what? And what are you doing in my room?
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Hello, and welcome to NPCs of something.
That will be so weird that we're laughing, and then we just get into that. Wait until the end, and you'll notice why I was laughing.
Yeah, we'll put that at the end as the blooper. Yeah. Welcome along to NPCs of something, reviewing Marisha Ray's wonderful game of Honey Heist. Myself, Oliver Dungeon Master, and
Dave.
Wish you a good day,
Honey
evening, Honey Heist.
Very good honey heist. I'm sunburned as well.
He's bright red.
Yeah, it hurts.
For those of you confused, in New Zealand it's now summer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the hole in the ozone.
Well, technically it's not summer. Yeah? Summer starts in December.
Nearly.
But yeah, it's real sunny, and yeah, it's sucks. But it means in Christmas we have barbecues. So
yeah. It's actually it's the traditional Kiwi summer is shorts, beers, barbecues, and sun, playing around in the pools.
And sadness.
Yeah.
Anyway, so...
We're not here to talk about our summers. We're here to talk about Marisha Ray and her wonderful one-shot of Honey Heist.
So it's basically a two-page role-playing game that's actually free online. Just type in Honey Heist. You can find it.
Yep. Great one for the younger kids in the fact that it just uses D6s, which is easier for the maths. The rules are 2 pages. You don't have to really do too much intensive character creation, as you just kind of roll for it.
Yeah.
And it's just as quick to pick up.
It's really, really quick. And it's cool that we incorporated the complex 5th edition D&D game into this Honey Heist, basically. Yep. It's Trinket's Honey Heist.
Yes. In fact, Matt Mercer is playing Trinket.
Which makes sense.
It does make sense.
He's the only... He always plays Trinket.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And he's not going like this. He talks a lot... Hey, have you heard McCree talk?
No.
In Overwatch? He sounds like a lot like McCree, which he plays in Overwatch.
So one of my favourite things about this episode, and one of the things that just kept me going, was the fact that they're all doing 1920s New York gangster accents for the Honey Heist game.
Hopefully this, like 20 years from now, when we jump forward to the new campaign, there's like a huge, like, beer mafia all of a sudden started.
So essentially what happens is the characters had chosen what kind of beer they are. We've got everything from standard brown beer to panda beer to honey badger.
Did they choose it or roll for it?
I thought they chose it.
They didn't roll for it on camera.
Oh, they might have rolled for it.
Oh, they might have rolled it, but they never state that. So, but I'd like to think they did, but then again, Matt being a panda is kind of too fitting. Oh, Sam. Did it again. I always keep on doing that. Sam being a panda is really too fitting, so maybe they did.
Maybe they did.
Because they picked Honey Badger. I don't think Honey Badger is one.
No. So basically with this, one of the first things they did was, they found themselves in West Run, but one of the first things they did was roll to find out what job, essentially, they had within the mob.
Yeah.
So we had things like hacker, the muscle, the brains of the operation.
So Liam was Cookie. Liam Brian, who does Talk Smuck, if you guys aren't familiar and you only watch Critical Role, you probably don't see him that much. But he was, I think, Liam Las Vegas?
Liam Las Vegas? One of my favourite names.
I wasn't sure if it was Liam, because Liam's...
No, it is. It's Liam Las Vegas. Just to confuse people.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Sam was Petty Turkin?
I don't have the last name, but I will know it as Petty. But yeah,
Petty.
Sam Regal playing a panda called Petty the panda.
And Tellison was Waffle.
Yeah.
So Waffle and Cookie are brothers.
Yeah, and Waffle was the hacker of the group, which was hilarious because throughout the entire thing they didn't use a computer once, but they always said, like, hack the door, hack the...
Yeah, so hack is kind of like the rogue of the group.
Yeah, although there is Thief, which originally, up until 3rd edition, the rogue was called Thief. Maybe it's 4th edition, I'm not too sure.
But this one he's a hacker.
Yeah. So we got these guys, right? And they got the 1920 gangster New York accents here, and they's gonna go steal themselves some honey.
One day you'll be in that. Anyway, so yeah, the Wish Run. It's 2 years after the Chroma.
The Chroma Concave.
That
one.
It was 2 years after the.
I'm gonna take this off because this is ridiculously hot and I'm melting.
No, you could have stopped it just saying ridiculous. Anyway, it was 2 years after the Sin of Kings defeated.
Your burns are on point today.
Yeah, thank you. And they're in the Hazel Festival. So the Hazel Festival's taking place, and there's a honey competition, and the bears are going to steal it. So Trinket gets told that he can't get it from Vix, which Marisha does a very good Vix. The dialogue was on point.
Yeah, Marisha is an amazing DM. I don't know if she's done it before.
She's married to one of the greatest.
I was just about to say, or just married to
You had to absorb some of that over the relationship.
Yeah, amazingly. She just took to it brilliantly. Her voices were fantastic. She gave all her Keyleth energy, but in the form of a DM. I was really impressed with how she ran that.
I think it started off very awkward. But that's her. That's Marisha. But I think she got into it really, really well. And she did a very good job.
I think throughout...
I loved it at the start where Marisha goes, "Oh, should we talk about the rules?" And Matt goes, No, just go straight into the narrative. And I go, "Oh, let's start with the rules." And he's like... I love that.
Marisha, a brilliant DM, picks it up immediately and runs a really, really fun campaign. I actually am planning on running a honey heist for my nephews while I'm down in Christchurch over Christmas, because I think that they love D&D, and I think...
Anyway, let's go into we've talked enough pre-stuff. Let's go into it.
Essentially, now, the system itself will kind of explain as we do the review, but essentially you've got two pools of points, criminal and bear. If you do something that's very bearish, you get a point in bear. If you do something that's kind of criminalish, you get a point in criminal. However, if you hit 6 points in either, that's when shit hits the fan, basically.
You basically go on hyperdrive and become that too much. You too much bear or too much criminal. And
one of the really interesting things is, if you decide to, as an acting point, start talking about a flashback. So you say, "I remember once, man, when we were doing," and you like talk through a scene, you're allowed to take a point from criminal and put it back into bear. Or either the other way around. But essentially you get to move a point from one to the other if you do a flashback, which is just one of the rules, and it's really, really cool. Basically, if you're just playing it, it encourages roleplay.
It encourages kind of like a way to kind of... Like, you have to use criminal here, but if you use one more, you're screwed.
Yeah.
So you kind of use this flashback to kind of balance it out so you're not screwed.
Yeah.
Because it isn't designed to be a nice simple game, a nice easier game than most role-playing games. So if you didn't really have this out, you'd kind of be screwed in a lot of situations. It wouldn't be that fun.
Yeah.
Because you just Hulk out all the time.
Yeah, exactly. And throughout Throughout the thing, actually, no one ever does Hulk out. I don't think.
No one bears out.
Point. But essentially,
I've got Crim's out, bear out.
We could have just kept going. So Matt is playing Trinket, and I just got in my notes, my heart, because I was in love with that. That was fantastic.
I put down here, Ollie shouldn't wear fingerless gloves anymore. I just noticed he's wearing them. And no, you're in your late 20s. You don't wear fingerless gloves.
I wear fingerless gloves because I'm in my late 20s. All right. Essentially, the goal of Honey Heist is to steal... Fuck you. I can't fit...
You're wearing fingerless gloves, and they're beer ones as well. I mean...
If anyone's wondering, eBay.
I don't think anyone was.
So
I hope no one was.
If you were, put it in the comments so I can rub it in Dave's face. Anyway, essentially they go to steal some honey. That is the whole MO of this entire one-shot. That's all they care about.
And I've been trying to explain how it starts. So Trinket doesn't get these treats. He has to be on behaviour, so he kind of parts away from Vex, and then meets these bears, and they team up and have a little gangster operation to steal honey.
Yes. Now they think that the best course of action, obviously people are going to notice a whole bunch of bears walking through this festival, so instead they decide they're going to dress as humans and lie their way into the place.
Yeah, because if you wear a hat...
No one can tell that you're a freaking bear.
Like, no one knows I'm a bear.
Yeah, take the hat off and he just poof, furs out.
Or your eyes are blinded to the shine of my bald head. I don't know which one. It could go either way here.
Yeah, that's roll a d4 on an even number. Anyway, essentially, they go on a mission to find hats, and in fact, there is a stall selling hats.
How convenient.
Which is very convenient. But Marisha actually has with her a whole bunch of hats, so they actually get given like trilbies and top hats and stuff.
The Riddler hat. I like the Riddler.
Yeah. Tellison was wearing the hat from the Riddler.
Yeah, I like that. So that's how no one picks up the beers, basically.
Yeah, a bit of bluffing goes well.
But Trinket, I like how Trinket stays true to his hero ways. So when we get later down the line and we find out the three people competing for the honey competition.
Yeah, essentially it's like a chili cook-off, but with honey.
Yeah. So we've got Pike from our team. Yeah. And they're threatening to kill Pike, and Trinket's like, no, you don't do that. And then we've got Reginald's daughter?
Yep.
I think we couldn't figure out the name. Also, Marisha kept on blanking on the name, but it's Reginald's daughter. And then we had my favourite character.
Yeah,
Victor. I was waiting for you to say it. Victor.
Yeah, Victor.
Yeah.
I knew that.
I've got a feeling you didn't, and that's like the majority of the stuff because they steal the city.
Yeah. So essentially, they successfully enter the city dressed as faux humans.
Yeah.
Matt has his special ability that he has is a kind of intimidation, but it's kind of more like a scare thing. So essentially, he goes and he plans to scare the crowd so they run away. So there's like a chance for them to get the honey, and he does, and they run away, and then that comes to bite them in the ass later. They get a cart at some point. You look very
Well, so, I mean, I already explained who's in the honey competition, and then you're like, then they get into the city. We're already talking about them stealing hats.
I got lost on my notes. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know. That's why. And then you ask why I'm so confused. It's because you went back in time.
But they get a cart,
yes.
Which is going to be what they're going to transport the honey with once they steal.
Because the honey badger who Brian plays, that's Liam Las Vegas. He's the driver.
Yes,
so
that's
he's
his
the one
role.
that gets away.
That's what he rolled for.
Yeah. So basically, they get the honey, and there's some honey from Victor, and they find out Victor's one's kind of mixed with gunpowder. So then they kind of get told not to go around the flame or anything like that, because that would be a bad idea.
Yes. Essentially, they meet some cows slightly later than that, and
before we go to gals, for some reason we're jumping to the end. Trinket tries to be a hero because he works out that the honey everyone's been eating has been mixed with Victor's gunpowder.
Right.
So that's why he has to pretend to scare everyone off.
Right.
Because the Shari 5 spinners are around.
Right. It's a highly professional broadcast that we do here. I totally know what's going on.
Totally, that totally is what happened.
I probably started playing World of Warcraft.
I couldn't make up what happened. And then Matthew Mercer comes in to tell Dory, and anyway, so, I'm not an improver.
I'm supposed to be, but...
Yeah, you're supposed to be.
Anyway,
then they meet the cows. You can talk about the cows now.
Then we roll for initiative. Essentially, Sam the Panda goes to bite down... Basically, it's a bear on cow fight. The cows are a little bit sassy.
They're the cows from the cow episode, too.
Yes, from one of the most iconic episodes ever in Critical Role, where they all become flying cows. Essentially, they're a bit sassy. They're almost like that teenage girl in high school that never went out with you, even though you cared about her more than both your best friends. Even though both your best friends went out with her, it's like, well,
do you know their names? I wrote it down.
No, I'm having a crisis.
Bonnie and Cal.
I get it, because it's like the other thing that has a similar name.
Like what?
Bonnie and Clyde.
Oh, there
I got it.
Wow, that would have been awesome if you didn't get it.
Anyway, Cookie has a little bit of magic. No. Cookie throws Vegas at them, so essentially picks up the honey badger and throws it at the cows, and the honey badger goes all crazy and scratchy and lands on them and starts biting down. Sam the panda bites down upon them. Matt tries to intimidate and fails. And essentially, a battle ensues, and the outcome is that they kind of get some stuff from the cow. Yeah,
so basically the whole episode is them kind of like building up their honey stash so they can get out with as much honey as possible.
Yeah.
So you don't get like them just kind of taking a bit of honey and that's it. They're kind of just gathering honey as they go.
Yeah.
As they go through this adventure. And that's all the first half. The second half it kind of gets a bit all over the place. So there's like ninja bears. There's Tova.
Tova appears, which means, and it's a little bit of Marisha.
It depends if this episode's in canon.
Yeah.
Because I've always deemed the one shots not in canon. Because we've got when we talk about one shots, we're like battles.
Yeah.
Battle royales. Grog's one shot, and then there was Sam's bar brawl. I think those are the only ones that could be considered in canon.
Yeah. So this could be multi-universe, different kind of story kind of thing. But essentially, Marisha introduces that Tova is alive, and in this one shot, it's 2 years after the Chromaclon. I knew I was going to start that line.
Conclave.
Yeah, we can't say things.
Chromaconclave.
The Chromaconclave.
Cinder King. After the Cinder King died.
So it seemed like the party was like, oh my god, Tova's actually alive, and Marisha goes, well, I don't know if I just screwed up the lore there, but yeah.
Yeah.
I
mean, to be honest, they haven't stated it's canon, but technically it could be in canon.
We don't know. There's speculation.
How much time from the Cinder King's defeat to Victor's defeat was there? Because there was a year break in there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right.
There was a year break in there, but I don't think that whole thing from that point to that point was a year.
Right.
I think it was... Oh, no, I don't think it was 2 years. I think it was like a year and 6 months.
Couple of months, yeah.
So this would take place after the wrap-up of Vox Machina.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If it was the same timeline story.
Yeah.
But yeah, essentially they meet Tova. Now, other stuff goes on here as well. Waffle is the first one, I do believe, to use the flashback tactic to regain a point of criminal, because he was about to bear out. So that was quite cool. It's just fun watching that, because they kind of... It's actually an improv game where you say, oh, remember the time when... And then you kind of like build on each other's ideas and stuff. That's just quite a cool element of this
and
format.
Matt nearly kills his character again.
Yeah, come on, Matt.
What the hell is he doing? He nearly killed Trinket.
He's a dangerous player.
Can you imagine, Laura?
I
if he
can.
killed Trinket, because technically, if this does take place after the finale, Trinket could die.
Yep. Because it's after. Otherwise it would be universe breaking, eternal paradox kind of thing. Yeah. We also get the use of the trademark, and I was waiting for this, pandemonium. Because Sam's
I get it, because it's panda.
I thought that was very clever. Anyway, Sam. Okay, so essentially they also get a couple of sticks. And these sticks are magically enchanted. They're essentially.
Oh, also the cows have sticks. I forgot to mention.
Oh yeah, the cows. I said that they got some stuff from the cows. They got magic sticks from the cows.
Yeah.
So the sticks are essentially the weapons.
How are the cows holding the sticks?
Yeah, that is another thing that someone asked Marisha, and she was like, just like, and she was like, wait. I was like,
I would have loved it if this whole scenario was them trying to get some cows to go down some stairs, because you know how cows can't go to the stairs.
They can go upstairs.
They can go upstairs, but down.
Because they're joints.
That would have been funny. But I know that's derailing. Anyway, what are you on about?
I don't know. I got derailed. No, essentially they get magic sticks, which are essentially the Honey Heist version of weapons in Dungeons and Dragons. So Sam, who plays
Sam?
Petty the Panda, I know. Sam, who plays Petty the Panda, has a stick that can turn into a massive tree. Now, they later use this to climb up a building, which is kind of clever. And they've got another one which turns into fire as well, which is dangerous with all the gunpowder around. But essentially they find out that at... What's the name of the inn that they're going to? It's the...
Oh! I remember something in.
I know, me too, and I don't think I've written it down.
No, because it was a common inn, because I've been to this inn before.
And I thought, I will totally remember that. Essentially, they find...
Make up a name. You're good at improv. Make up a name of this inn that does have a name.
The Flaming Purple Skull Inn. Where
really?
essentially...
That's the name you're going for?
It was a reference to Monkey Island. Essentially, they go to the inn, where they find out that the Master of Security is there, and that's also where the honey is being kept, I do believe.
Yeah.
So essentially, they realise their purpose about halfway through. Just after the break, they go, oh, okay, we need to go to this place, that's where we're getting the honey, kind of thing. So the first half was kind of a lead up to that realisation, and the second half was them trying to achieve that goal.
Yeah, the first half was just them mucking around, then the second one was like, oh, that's what we're supposed to do.
Yeah, we're trying to fulfil the objective. Play the objective.
Yes.
And so...
Something that we never do at our homes.
You guys just go hang out at Burning Man.
I don't want to.
Oh, Sun-Kissed Heaven! I do have it written down!
Wow.
I knew it was in there somewhere. So yeah, they go to Sun-Kissed Heaven. Basically, they use the tree stick to climb up the side of the building. They get inside. Sam hides behind the door. And they find this guy who's the security guard. And instead of being in like a room full of computers, he's in a room full of mirrors. Because it's a fantasy realm. There are no computers here. So he's essentially watching. He knows that bears have infiltrated the city. And it's his job to find them and stop them. However, Sam and the gang kind of arrange themselves and set a trap for this guy. So, essentially, what follows next is Sam hides and people knock on the door. They try and lie their way through, it fails, so they attack, roll for initiative, although you don't
This is kind of like the final battle.
Yeah, essentially.
Oh, there's ninja bears as well later on.
Yes. Basically, they do a bit more flashback, and they find the honey barrels, what they call the motherlode, which all I could think of was the cheat from The Sims. But essentially, they find what they've been looking for.
It's Victor's honey, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Victor's honey.
Yeah.
I've written it down. Maybe right. It was very... Something happened during this that I can't talk about, but I did write something down. So whether it's true or not, or whether it was just the medication, I don't know.
Basically, that's essentially the peak of the story. That is where they grab the honey and they find Grog passed out in the Sunkiss Tavern as well, which is just a nice little weave in of the stories. And he's completely drunk, but they try and sneak past him. Real stealthily, and then realise he's so drunk that they could have just hit him with a pot and he still would have
I don't recall them mentioning Vax ever.
No, nor do I.
So that means it could yeah.
It could be canon.
I mean, if they mentioned Vax, we would know where it's placed, but it didn't. God damn it.
Yes. Liam Las Vegas actually kills someone and has the great kind of calling card tagline that he leaves behind, which is, "Welcome to fabulous Las Vegas." I thought that was like an Arnold Schwarzenegger level action movie from the 90s quip. I thought that was great. Sam Riegel as Peter the Panda fights Grog. They wrestle. He then says he perceives Grog, because as you know, Grog's skin is like white kind of thing with black tattoos.
And it was grey.
Yeah, it was like greyish white.
Looks grey.
Was grey. But anyway, the Sam...
Did you say white by accident?
No, because Sam Petty the Panda sees Grog and thinks it's another panda bear. And then he goes over to him and starts talking in Panda, which if you've never heard Panda, apparently, according to Sam Riegel, it sounds like this. Pan, 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 pan. That's the language.
So Panda's a Pokemon.
Yeah, exactly. It all falls into place. Yeah. That's why we've got 3D printed Pikachu right behind the
That's not why we've got it. He's got a weird obsession. Do not use that as cover.
I don't know what you're talking about. There's clearly not an obsession in this room.
It's just weird that your Pikachus are all on all fours. On your bed. Your bed.
No, I've actually worked out how to cuddle both of them at once now.
I don't care.
No,
I'm sorry.
Anyway, pan, 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 pan. And then Grog responds in kind about being Grand Poobah, and he's like, "Are you Grand Poobah too?" And he's like, "Pan, pan, pan," and yeah, essentially really weird interaction happens there. Trinket, Matt playing Trinket, does some cool lock picking stuff once they find the place where the honey is. Petty finds magic sunglasses.
How do you feel about Matt playing?
I thought it was great because we got to see Trinket talking to bears where he can communicate normally and be a high level.
Do you think he just? I don't know. It seems so out of place for him to play with them.
Yeah.
That sometimes it feels like he's on a different level from everybody else.
Right.
Do you feel that?
Yes, I do think that as the creator of the world. It's weird seeing him on the other side.
Yeah, and I think that's just if you play with a team enough, like when you're on camera. I know they've played a lot, but it's always Matt, from my understanding, him DMing.
Yeah.
It just feels like they haven't really clicked the role-playing side of it of everyone else. There's not criticism, it's not negative. It's just noticeable kind of thing. It's just something that grows with time that everyone else has had apart from him.
I do find generally as a rule when you're playing with, like when we have DMs that are... technically DMs play guest characters on our show, that their role play is usually really, really good. I think it's because that's, that they know that element so well, having created NPCs and stuff. When you have a dungeon master on the other side, I find that the role play goes really well. But there's also a lot of thinking and a lot of DMs on the other side will question the DM on that side.
Because they know what they're doing,
yeah,
and then it would be like, do I go with it?
They have that kind of different angle that they see problems from as someone that creates.
I just found that really interesting watching Matt play. It's just it was a little bit noticed he wasn't clicking as much role playing wise, but it wasn't terrible. It
was a fun episode. It was a honey heist. It was one of those glorious one shots that. It's just a nice break from some serious RPG.
Oh yeah, and just so we didn't break the canon. Trinket didn't die when everything blew up, because everything blew up in the end.
Yeah.
Because as they do with any host.
There's a cool moment where Sam Riegel as Peter the Panda, Tova shows up, essentially. When Tova the werebear shows up, he goes, "Quick, everyone freeze in place! Humans can't see movement." Which is just a funny moment. Basically, Noelle Stevens' character Tova, alive in this one. Blah blah blah.
I'll put in a picture.
There's... Awesome. I'm so glad I don't have to edit this one. I'm also going to put a picture of, let's say, Conker's Bad Fur Day. And then I'm going to put a picture of...
I'm laughing because I know what I've put there instead of what he's asked for.
Damn it, why don't I know if this guy's a master troll? Anyway, they also find out the secret society that is dedicated to protecting bears in the world, which is, quite funny, the High Bear Nation. Hibernation. I thought that was clever.
It was clever. Just it wasn't You.
So, blah. Oh my god, this was the moment that freaked me out. Remember when she brought out the fish
Looked
game?
in a mirror? Okay, anyway.
No, I looked at you with your beet red arms that just stop here and go to pasty white.
I don't know if you can see it on there.
New Zealand summers, man. The sun is brutal over here. We're like under the hole in the ozone layer. Anyway, she brings out this fish game, which essentially is like this little magnetic fish that kind of open their mouths like this and go round, and you've got like a little pole with a magnet on it. I had that game when I was a kid.
I did too.
I know. I saw it and I was like, oh my god, there's a piece of my childhood right there.
Yeah, we didn't get like the cool toys.
No, we don't have like PS4s and shit, you know.
Yeah, I mean, we only got colour TV a few years ago.
Yeah, and New Zealand, there was a time that we had 3 TV channels.
Yeah,
3,
and they were named
TV1, Channel 2, and TV3. This is the country that named their 2 islands North Island and South Island.
Yeah.
And Stewart Island, whoever the hell Stewart is.
I reckon there was 3 guys. Your job, you named the North, you named the South, and Stewart, you named that one down there. And he was just like, alright,
I'm taking the opportunity. Basically, we get a line from Matt which made my heart swell, which was, I'm so proud I married you, talking to Marisha as the DM. And basically that's it. That's the episode. They get the honey from the place.
Trinket stays behind, and they rolled off with their honey.
And big explosion.
Yes.
Because there was a lot of gunpowder. So that's it. That's the honey heist episode.
Because of Victor.
Yeah, Victor the gunpowderist. I'm sure there's another word there. Marisha, you did wonderful. That was such a great DMing job. I'd love to see you do a hardcore, serious, maybe like a Shadowrun campaign.
I think it works. I think like this one, and Grog's one as well, I think it helps new DMs by not overcomplicating things.
Exactly. All they had was find honey. That was it.
Pretty much.
Yeah, one quest, and that was 4
hours. And Grog's one was, you already had all the characters established.
Yeah.
You could play off the messy rules with Grog. And so here, because the rules are so simple and straightforward, I mean, there is a way to complicate the honey heist rules because there are spells that you can get from sponsoring this game, which I highly recommend you guys do.
Go jump on Kickstarter, the link is down below.
Thanks. I should have started this whole I'm editing things, so say what you want thing. But yeah, I will definitely. We always support what Critical Role does. Yeah.
So yeah, all the bonus stuff, all the bonus content like spells and stuff. Yeah, support the Kickstarter.
And the spells kind of work with the context and the fun of the game too.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. But I think it works if you are going to DM for the first time. These guys are encouraging you. Keep it simple.
Yeah.
Don't overcomplicate it, because if you keep it simple, you have fun, and then you can add a few more things this time.
Exactly, and I recommend. As a DM, I've seen a lot of different games. I'd never seen Honey Heist before. It was real great to see a new, interesting roleplay system, and I really think if you guys have young nieces, nephews, or kids around the age of 6, 7,
or adults with fingerless gloves.
Or adults with fingerless gloves, eBay. You can introduce them to the world of D&D through something so simple, so wonderful, so fancy.
Well, it's not D&D.
No, but introduces them to tabletop RPG, role-play in general.
Tabletop role-play.
It's a great gateway for the younger ones.
Role-playing tabletop.
It's just there. It's great. It's great because it's a 2-page booklet. It's really fun. It reminds me almost like Fate Accelerated is another one of those squish down some of the ones that you can kind of dip your toes in the water kind of thing. Anyway, it was great. Marisha, you did wonderful. Very enjoyable.
Breathe.
I can't. Too much coffee.
Yeah, you've reached that point, haven't you?
Yeah, and I need another one before we review.
Anyway, so we'll wrap that up. Thanks everyone. Next week we will be reviewing Sam's shot. There's no one from Critical Role apart from him going to be on it, which is going to be very interesting. There's going to be a lot of different guests, so we're going to see how we go there. And it looks like after Sam's one, we've still got Laura to do one. Okay. I don't know if Laura is going to do one.
I hope she does, because I think she'd be amazing at the story.
I think she'd be interesting. Ashley, obviously, but because of where she is, makes it a bit hard.
Yeah.
And I think in this run of one-shots, I think Liam hasn't done one.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see if Liam... Yeah. And the wrap-up of the Critical Role, which we'll do a special Taldori episode on, is going to happen, I think, on the 14th or the 15th of December.
Yeah. Also, I am working on a bonus video for if we get to 200 subscribers by the end of the year. I'm going to release a bonus video that I've kind of put together. So if you want to see that, then subscribe.
Well, I don't know what they're going to see.
Well, do I want to give away more details?
Well, Depends. Do you want them? Because I mean, if you're a subscriber already, what's the incentive to get more?
Okay, well, if you get some of your friends to subscribe,
it's not nudity.
Get your parents to subscribe. Email your grandparents as well. Talk to your mailmen. If you have milkmen in your area, put a little note.
If they're creepy, don't.
If you're in a line at the bank and there's people behind you, make sure you tell them about it.
Be the weirdo that does that.
If your doctor if you're seeing them, make sure they know about it.
That's kind of weird. Could you just...
Anyway, it's a bonus video that I put together of all the gags from NPCs. All these hilarious jokes that we do at the start of each video.
The ones we figured 5 minutes before we push record.
Yeah, or sometimes after we've pushed record.
Yeah.
Basically, thank you guys for supporting us. All the comments and stuff. If you want to get at us, we read every single comment. So if you want to post one down below, then do.
And we cry about some of them because
they're very mean. I'm not even going to say his name, but we shut him down pretty good with some burns last time. Anyway, that's us, NPCs of something. Thank you, Marisha, for a wonderful 4 hours here in Wellington.
Just like this review.
Yeah. Peace out. Oliver Dungeon Master Dave, we love you guys. Keep it friendly. That's the new catchphrase.
No. That's the best.
That's good, that works.
Yeah,
that's
you
good.
sure?
Yeah, you gave a lot of energy. That's good.
I tried. I tear up when I give too much energy.
It's the universe patting you on the back. Alright.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cry! God damn it!